Fourth Vassa, 1964. I had the opportunity to spend the Rains Retreat, Vassa, at Wat Aranya Banpot with Luang Por Thoon Warat-La-Po. During this Vassa, my mental cultivation practice, Bhavana Pati-Pati, advanced by leaps and bounds because I had a Dhamma method, Ubaya, upon which to base it, namely the 4 Itibhata, or 4 foundations of mindfulness. Chanta means contentment, zeal, or will to do. It's something you can readily observe in yourself. When you contemplate a particular Dhamma topic, how much contentment do you derive from it? If chanta, or degree of contentment, is low, then you must find a way to encourage yourself. This is because this contentment lays the foundation for diligent effort. It strengthens your mind and makes you take Dhamma practice more seriously. You will constantly strive to exert effort and will be determined to apply this effort continuously. Chanta can still be a double-edged sword. If you know how to use it, then it will be beneficial. If you don't know how to use it, then it can be detrimental. For instance, if contentment, chanta, occurs in a fool, pala, then they will use this contentment to act in a way that violates moral conduct, sila, and righteousness, dhamma, to kill, steal, commit adultery, use dishonest, sarcastic, crude, vulgar, or senseless speech, and partake in intoxicants. This is using contentment, chanta, in the wrong way. These are behaviors characteristic of fools. If the wise apply chanta, it will be in a beneficial manner, benefiting themselves and benefiting others. Thus, if one is to apply chanta, one must be equipped with strong mindfulness, sati, wisdom, paññā, and rationality, be able to discern what is proper and what is improper, be one who is ashamed of evil actions, papa, and unwholesome behavior, akusala, and be one who possesses views that are fair and consistent with good conduct, sucharita. Contentment, chanta, must be aligned with right view, samma titi, in order to be right and just, dhamma, and lead to happiness and prosperity. Whether in a worldly or dhamma sense, it is bound to lead down a positive path. Whenever chanta accompanies wrong view, miccha titi, it will result in suffering, dukkha, harmful consequences, tosa, and future perils, paya, for yourself, as well as generate trouble for others. If chanta is added to desire, that desire isn't necessarily entirely good or entirely bad. Desires for good exist, such as the desire to chant, the desire to uphold the precepts, sila, the desire to practice mental cultivation, bhavana pati-pati, or many other wholesome desires. These desires belong to those who have morality, sila, and righteousness, dhamma, ingrained in their minds. Now, if the desires come from those of unwholesome morality, sila, and unwholesome righteousness, dhamma, contentment, chanta, will follow an evil and unwholesome course. These desires that lead you lower are the evil desires that are characteristic of fools, pala. Therefore, you must be one with thorough wisdom who knows what is proper and what is not proper. One with good wisdom will know how to discern this. Viriya is effort, diligence, or exertion. The same principle applies. The efforts of the wise take one path, while the efforts of the fool take another. Effort being right or wrong hinges on view. With right views, effort will also be right. With wrong views, effort will also be wrong. Samma vayama is right effort, effort aligned with morality and righteousness, an effort in cultivating moral goodness, kusala, in a manner consistent with good conduct that the wise find praiseworthy. Effort resulting from wrong view, miccha titi, is called wrong effort, miccha vayama. Effort in action that is wrong, effort in speech that is wrong, an effort in thought that is wrong. It is effort that is characteristic of fools and the evil. It is effort that is selfish, aiming for your own desires to be personally satisfied without regard or concern for others. It is effort that is unjust to others. Thus, effort, viriya, is connected to contentment, chanta. If there is contentment in a right way, then effort will also be right. If there is contentment in a wrong way, then effort will also be wrong. Therefore, wisdom must be trained to be thorough enough to know whether your efforts are in a wrong way or a right way. Wisdom must be comprehensive and thorough, and must choose only right effort. With effort, but lacking wisdom as the thorough discerner, efforts will unknowingly be wrong. When there is wisdom to support effort, it will lead to thriving and prosperity. Citta is concentration, attention, or intentness to do what is right and in accordance with morality and righteousness. If there is concentration in a way counter to morality and counter to righteousness, evil and unwholesomeness will be cultivated. Thus, concentration can also be a double-edged sword. A practitioner must choose to apply concentration in the right way. If concentration is directed by the yearnings of defilements, kilesa, and desires, tanha, the mind may get dragged down. You must know your own mind. Use wisdom to contemplate rationally. If you are concentrating in a manner that is not wholesome, then quickly pull back. If you are concentrating in a manner that is wholesome, then be even more content, chanta, in that venture, and carry on exerting effort in that wholesome venture continuously. You must know how to discern proper concentration. Don't merely think that it is pleasing, so it is sufficient. Being pleased can lead you to break with morality and break with righteousness. You must apply reason and causality in making decisions. Use wisdom to contemplate in order to understand and see how a certain kind of concentration is wrong or how a certain kind of concentration is right. In understanding what constitutes right or wrong concentration, you will be able to choose the right kind of concentration. Vimamsa is constant reflection and contemplation of what is proper and what is not proper. For instance, contentment, chanta, requires wisdom in reflecting on whether that contentment is wrong or right. Through vimamsa, you will understand and realize whether effort, viriya, is being exerted in a course that is wrong or right, and how it is wrong or right. Through reflection, you will discern the course of concentration, citta, and understand and realize how that concentration is good or evil. As a result, you will be able to select the course of reflection, vimamsa, in accordance with morality and righteousness. If reflection, vimamsa, follows a course of mental fabrications, sankhara, mental fabrications according to worldly constructs, samuti, will unwittingly arise. Reflection is wisdom, paññā. Another concept is yoniso manasikara, or contemplating causality until comprehensive clarity is reached and the truth is profoundly understood and truly realized. There may be the question of how comprehensive clarity is determined. It is determined by the clearing of doubts about something. If those doubts have not cleared, then comprehensive clarity has not been reached in the mind. Therefore, reflection is examining wrong and right. How do wrong and right differ? Wisdom must be used to reflect on this frequently. In layman's terms, it is diligent thinking. If there is diligence in thinking and contemplating on something, the understanding of it will become clearer. Reflection refers to the expanding or spreading out for the sake of developing a clearer understanding. This is because universal truths, such as Dhamma, are stuck together in clumps, or in other words, kana, meaning solid or compact, like a clump of physical phenomena, rupa Dhamma, or a clump of mental phenomena, nama Dhamma. How is each clump subject to anicca, or change? How does a clump of tukkhang exist in a manner that is difficult to bear? What is a clump of anatta, that which ceases to exist, like? If you pull them apart, you will understand and realize those things more clearly. Thus, vimamsa is basically wisdom, paññā. It is purposefully thinking and reflecting on something in a constant manner. Every type of task, whether worldly or Dhamma-related, employs reflection as a basis for diagnosis, analysis, and deliberation in order to know the cause and contributing factors inherent in something. Without reflection, there will be unintended wrong action and wrong speech. Damage will result and unwanted problems will arise. So, reflecting before doing and reflecting before speaking will nearly eliminate damages. I regarded that vassa as one in which I applied wisdom in contemplating the 4 bases of mental power, iddhibhata, in a way that harmonized the concepts. The 4 iddhibhata are interrelated and connected, and are important guidelines that fit well with my character. The 4 iddhibhata are part of the 37 factors for enlightenment, Bodhipakkhya Dhamma, which are divided into the following 7 groupings. The 4 foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana. The 4 right exertions, samapatthana. The 4 bases of mental power, iddhibhata. The the 5 spiritual faculties, indriya, the 5 strengths, phala, the 7 factors of awakening, pocongga, and the Noble Eightfold Path, ariyamagga. Every element and every grouping are important Dhamma in and of themselves. They are Dhamma that support each other. If someone's character already corresponds to one of these Dhamma groupings, they will be able to tie in to all the others. As with links on the same chain, once any one link has been grasped, the other links all come along with it. Of the 37 elements under the 7 Bodhipakkhya Dhamma groupings, there is one chief element of Dhamma, that is, samma-ditthi, or right view. That is why wisdom, paññā, of this right view is of paramount importance. The Buddha stated, Bhikkhus, just as the footprint of all legged animals is encompassed by the footprint of the elephant, all Dhamma that will lead one to the path and fruit of enlightenment, magga phala nibbāna, are encompassed by right view, samma-ditthi. Thus, right view, samma-ditthi, is the basis and starting point for Dhamma practice. If you begin with samma-ditthi, wisdom of right view, samma-ditthi will form the bedrock of your practice. In other words, right view will act as chief to all other Dhamma groupings. Samma sankappa is right thought or contemplation corresponding to what is right and righteous. Those right thoughts must stem from right view. Samma vaca, or right speech, stems from wisdom of right view. Samma kammanta, or right action, stems from wisdom of right view. Samma achiva, or right livelihood, stems from wisdom of right view. Samma vayama, or right effort, stems from wisdom of right view. Samma sati, or right mindfulness, stems from wisdom of right view. Samma samadhi, or right concentration, stems from wisdom of right view. They all stem from wisdom of right view. Hence, samma-ditthi, or wisdom of right view, is a very important foundation and starting point. Having already laid a foundation of right views that is straight-aligned, the practice of other groupings of Dhamma will also be straight-aligned. Accordingly, my practice made great leaps and bounds during that Vassa. I acquired a lot of knowledge and food for thought from Luang Por Thoon, as he would often teach the Dhamma. He graced monks, novices, and lay people alike with equal benevolence, metta. You could say he was someone who possessed incredible metta and spread that metta all around. In spite of his advanced age, Luang Por Thoon would prop himself up and teach Dhamma on a regular basis. He was a great elder, Mahathera, who notably disseminated the Buddhist religion during this era. As such, people throughout Thailand have deep respect for him. I take this opportunity to bow in respect to Luang Por Thoon.